Skiplagging or hidden city ticketing when you travel. Have you heard of it? Have you done it? We're going to talk about some things to be aware of today because there are risks if you're doing it to try to save some money on your travel. Welcome to Coffee with Alain. I have my hard work pays off mug this morning, and I'm going a little bit early because I have another meeting at 8 o'clock right when I get off this. And then I'm jumping on a panel discussion at 8:30. I'm going to be with 7 other people talking about some business and some success strategies and so forth. So that'll be on my wall later. I hope you'll check that out. But I wanted to get Coffee with Alain done and give you just a little bit of travel advice. Skiplagging, if you're not familiar with it, it's when you want to go somewhere and maybe I want to go from Missoula to Las Vegas and I got to go through Salt Lake, or actually I want to go to Salt Lake. So I want to go from Missoula to Salt Lake, but the Missoula to Las Vegas flight with the layover in Salt Lake is actually cheaper. And you look at airline flights and they're crazy, and you find this kind of thing. Sometimes it's cheaper to go 2 flights than the one flight that you wanted to go, right? So I buy the ticket to Las Vegas with a layover in Salt Lake because it's cheaper, and then I just get off at Salt Lake. And I got to Salt Lake cheaper than the direct flight would have been. That is skiplagging. And there are actually websites that will help you find things to do this. Now, here are some risks. One, obviously you can't check bags because my bag would go to Vegas. If I have a carry-on, better hope that I'm on the plane early enough that I get a spot for my carry-on. If you're one of the people at the end and they run out of room and they make you check your bag, your bag's going to Vegas, not to Salt Lake where you wanted to go. So you got to be careful with those things. But the big one, airlines are getting ticked off and cracking down on these. Now, it's not so much that you're saving money, which I'm sure the airlines don't like as well. But the big thing is it really screws with their scheduling and their plans and all that kind of stuff. When they expect people to be on a plane and they're not on a plane and so forth. So it's not illegal. You can't be arrested for it, but it's a contractual thing. And the airlines can cancel your flights. And they recently did that to a young lady. They found out what she was doing and they canceled her tickets. And when you buy airline tickets, there's a whole bunch of fine print, and some of it says the ticket is only good from point A to point B. If you're planning to get off somewhere else, they can void that ticket on you. If you do that, they can void the going back ticket, right? And so a lot of times you have to do this only one way. And if the airline catches you doing it, they can cancel your air mile plan, whatever it is. It's Sky Miles with Delta that I often fly, and that's what I try to consolidate mine with. But whatever airline you fly with, they can cancel those memberships. They can ban you from the airline. Again, it's a contract dispute. You break the contract, they can say, we're not doing another contract with you, and not let you buy tickets on that airline. So those are some risks with doing some of this. There have been lawsuits, airlines against websites that help people do this. And I know one of them a while back was dismissed, but I think there's some other current ones. And again, it's all contractual, and the airline would then have to prove how doing this damages them. And it's not just a financial damage, it can be the damage because of screwing up their whole system and their plans and all of that. Bottom line, it has to come down to something financial for a court system to award that, or possibly what they're looking for is just the courts to shut those websites and places down. But those are some risks with that practice. My recommendation is look for other ways to save money and enjoy your travel. I'm definitely not going to do that with Delta and risk losing my gold membership and losing all the Sky Miles that I have booked and banked right now to do some trips with my family later in the future. And with Missoula, I'm limited to airlines. If Delta got mad at me and said, "You're not flying Delta anymore," I would really be stuck because there's only a couple other airlines and very inconvenient to go to places I want to go to sometimes. So it's not a practice that I've done. It's not a practice I recommend, but I do want you to know the risks involved if it's something that you want to try or you end up doing it once, you might get away with it. You do it a whole bunch and the airline catches on, good chance you could be 86th. And that was a new word for some people. And I posted that about a bar on website a couple days ago, but they could say, "You're not flying with us anymore." So those are some risks. They're cracking down on it some. Wanted people to know that because I want you to go out and travel and enjoy life, do it safely, and I don't want the airlines mad at you either. This might be Dixon on LinkedIn. Don't screw with the big bad corporate entities, which are the airlines. Yeah, I mean they have the power, and because it's a contractual thing and it is a lopsided contract, they write the contract. You agree to it when you buy the tickets. If you violate that contract, they can say you're not flying with us anymore, and they have the right to do that. They can do that, and they will. They're doing it. So just be careful, be cautious, with trying to save money. Sometimes if something's too good to be true, it might be. There's risk involved. Go out, enjoy your travel, find other ways to save money, and do it safely. I will be back tomorrow. I hope you have a marvelous Monday.